All right, good morning and happy Cinco de Mayo to my 10th grade U.S. history students. So this is kind of a unique video because we're transitioning units. The test on World War II is due today, so now you'll be transitioning to the Civil Rights Unit. And here is the plan. I'll go back and show you that on the main Schoology page. But first, you'll be completing the May 5th due now assignment. That's due by 2 p.m. Second, make sure you finish your test. That's due tonight at 11:59. So make sure that gets done. And then I would encourage you to look at the resources folder to see the learning targets for the Civil Rights Unit. And the first assignment is Civil Rights Supreme Court cases, and that is due on Thursday, May 7th. There's just a couple of inserted videos to watch. They're short and a few questions also. There also is some extra credit assignments available. One is the ESPN documentary about James Meredith and the 1962 Ole Miss football team. That is on ESPN, so if you don't have that at home, you may have to pay. I think it's $2.99 if you'd like to watch it. It's really good. It's an excellent documentary about James Meredith, who was the first black man to attend Ole Miss University, or the University of Mississippi. At that same time, they had an undefeated football team, and the documentary weaves those two stories together. Another one worth watching, and this is much shorter. It's only like 2.5 minutes, but it's about Cinco de Mayo. If you're not familiar with the celebration, it's commonly thought to be about Mexican independence, but it's not. It was a battle fought related to the imperial expansion of France, or their attempt to take control of Mexico. So that would be worth watching. I don't want to say anything else because it will only take a couple minutes. I think it would be a great idea. So that is where we're at. Now, let's just take a peek and look at what the front page now says. So see, under the World War II unit, you see here it says the test is May 5th today. Then, after you're done with the test, move on to the Civil Rights Unit. That's where we'll be now. And the Civil Rights Unit is the current unit. So when I click into the Civil Rights Unit, I can see that the class log is there. And then under the resources folder are a number of things that would be helpful. Here are the learning targets for the unit. I'm not going to bore you and read through those, but it would be helpful to know what you're supposed to be learning about. Here is a PDF of the unit from the textbook. That will be helpful, just like the last unit. Here is a timeline of civil rights related activities and a number of other things. Hopefully we have time to watch the Freedom Riders documentary on PBS because I think it's excellent. But as we approach this unit, I think it's important to note that, and you'll see it in this timeline here, that the rights of people in our country have only been equal for the last 60 years, roughly. The 1964 Civil Rights Act passed, and that made it illegal to discriminate somebody based upon race or religion or gender. So it's really only been in the last 60 years. And the first slave ship here arrived in 1619. It's only been the last 60 years, roughly, that every American, in theory, has equal rights. So here's that timeline activity that you could look at. And there are a number of other things here that I think would be helpful. If you have any questions, please ask. But this is my favorite unit we're approaching. So I'm looking forward to going through it with you. Adios.